What's up, guys? Welcome back to Majin of the Forsaken Kingdom. This time we are going to be focusing on a optional area called, if you remember, the moving bridges area. We're going to be actually going towards that area, and I'm going to actually show you that on the map. Now this video is actually going to have quite a lot of editing done in it, because I took at least almost an hour to finish this section. This is actually one of the sections in the game that is really challenging for most people. So you know, there's going to be quite a lot of cuts in the video where, you know, I cut the video up, and I also you know, didn't record myself fighting any of the enemies on the way back. I just didn't want to make it boring. I just wanted to make it straight to the point. So we're going to focus on that. We're going to be heading towards the moving bridges section, which is down to the south past the Kanea Valley. And I'll be showing that on the map right here. It's right down here to the south. Right there, the Tangle Swamp Moving Bridges, which is an area that we actually ran into before previously, but I told you that we didn't have the right equipment, you know, to the right stuff to be able to complete it. Now that we have the power of thunder, we can finally complete that area. So we're going to be heading towards that area, and I'll try to explain, you know, how to go about completing that area and collecting all of the items. And originally I told you that I was going to include that area and the Balam Laboratory in this video, but I decided not to. I decided just to do them on separate videos. So this video is going to be the moving bridges section, and the next video is going to be the Balam Laboratory section. Both areas are optional. You don't have to do them to complete the game, but they are, you know, extremely challenging. And the rewards are good. You get some pretty good rewards for that. So here we go. It's gonna be a straight shot there. You got to go through the research wing, and you got to take Teotl down this elevator. That's very important. You got to take Teotl down this elevator. If you just jump down there, he'll actually be stuck up in this area, and he won't be able to follow you. So, and then you can just move on down south.
Thank you, Tepeu.
Past the Tanea Valley is where we're heading. Now, I just got an actual trophy there called the Majin Healer. If you actually feed the Majins so many fruits, you actually get a trophy for that. So that's what I got just now. I know that's kind of a pretty self-explanatory trophy, but I actually did include all the trophies in my playthrough, so it's more easy for people to identify them. So here we are now at the moving bridges section, save point. So we're going to save right here. And I'm going to try to explain this place the best I can. It is very complex. It took me nearly an hour just to figure out how to complete this area. I mean, if I wouldn't have cut any of the videos or edited any of this part of the section of the game, you'd be looking at like an hour of me just screwing around doing whatever, you know. So the first thing you got to do is you got to head into this area, and you have to power up the generators. There'll be two generators that work for two of the bridges that you can move back and forth, and we'll be looking at that real soon here. And you can see there are enemies here, but I didn't record that section. I cut that out as well, just to make it a lot faster. And these are the generators that you have to activate. Now you can see there's one that's already activated. We have to activate two other generators that will power up the two bridges. And before we weren't able to do that because we didn't have the power of lightning. So that's what we have to do now. That's the first thing we have to do. So hopefully just follow along as best as you can. I'll try to be, you know, as insightful as I can to try to explain this. It is one of the more challenging areas, so. So the first thing you want to do is you want to jump down here. You can see that generator already activated. You want to go across the other room and you'll see the other generator that's not activated, so you want to activate that one. And that'll power up the first bridge. And then you can see this, you want to climb up with the ladder and use the lever now. It'll move the bridge. You can move this bridge two different ways like that, where it'll close off one section and then you know, open up another section on the bottom level. And now the thing is here is there'll be a rock right there. You have to figure out a way of blowing up that rock. It took me quite a while to figure this out, but you'll find out here eventually. Now right over here on this other end, right behind this gate, there's actually a fruit over there that you can get to. And that's one of the last items that we'll be getting in the video, because it requires you to create a bridge. With two of these bridges, you have to line them up all the way. Like you can see all the way over there, there are TNT barrels. You have to line up all those bridges. But before we do that, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to power up both of these generators so we can get both bridges running. So there's the second bridge, or the second generator. Now we're going to head up here. And you can see that both levers are lit now, so you can use both bridges and move them however which way you want. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the second bridge and move it this way. And you can see right over there is a blue power fruit that you can get. Blue upgrade fruit. That's the first item. That one's pretty easy. And that's actually a wind upgrade. There you go. And I don't know, I believe that's my second wind upgrade. I think there's only one wind upgrade left and then you have all three. Yeah, that's my second wind upgrade. So you have one more left and then you can get the trophy, you know, for getting all three of them. Have full wind power. Now up here in this section right here, I want to stress right here because I kind of cut the video when I got the memory shard, but right where I'm standing is the memory shard, but right now it's not dark. So just keep that in mind when you come back here. This is where the memory shard is located at. It's right up here on these boxes up at the top of the area. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to move this bridge back into place. The bridge that we moved to get to blue upgrade fruit, we want to move it back into place. So now we have both bridges kind of lined up in kind of an ordinary fashion there. Now we're going to try to focus on getting this treasure chest that we keep seeing up on the top there. And the way to do that is to climb all the way up here. It's real easy. It's right down there on the bottom. Now this is how you get access to the TNT barrels that will actually break that block or that rock that's down there.
You did great.
And that's what you have to do. You have to destroy that rock that's below the bridge there. And you got to make sure the bridge is in place to where you can, you know, throw the rock down and blow up, or I mean, throw the bomb down and blow up the rock. And then we can also get that treasure chest on the way, and then head right back up to where we to the bridges again. Okay, now this is the really confusing part. This is where I was telling you about before. You have to line up the bridges in a way where both bridges are actually forms a route from one end to the other end of the area. And the only way to do that is that's the only way to blow up the rock that's down there. You can barely see it, but there's a rock that's down there behind that fence, and the only way to do that is you have to get access to the other side of the area where the TNT barrels are. So in order to do that, what we'll have to do is we'll have to jump down here, climb up this next ladder right over here with the other bridge. This is the first bridge that you encounter, and we'll be moving that. Forms a whole straight path all the way down the line. That's what we want to do for both bridges. And we want to do the same thing with this one. And that will create a pathway. Now that part is confusing for a lot of people, but that's how you do it. Now you have access all the way to the other end of the edge there where the TNT barrels are, and it's just as easy as taking the TNT barrel to the green fruit, or I mean to the rock, and blowing up the rock over there on the other side, so you can gain access to the green upgrade fruit. Now this next part is kind of confusing. You want to see. I kind of went about this wrong actually. When I got this, I blew up the rock. I got lucky blowing up the rock that way. But when I blew up the rock and I got access to the green fruit, the Teotl was actually not in the right position. He was actually on the other side of the bridges, so he couldn't actually get to me. So before you do this, you want to bring Teotl over to this area where the green fruit is, right by the fence, and then you want to move the bridges, then come back. Because you see, I kind of cut the video there, but I kind of explained it in that way. That's what you want to do. And now we have the green Majin grapefruit, or I mean the stamina upgrade. And now I'm going to cut the video one last time to the memory shard that I was telling you about before. That's on top of the boxes there. Right at the very top of the area. And that's all the items. So hopefully that's not too confusing. If you guys have any questions or whatever, you know, just leave me a comment, ask, or you know, PM me or whatever. And that's it for that area. In the next area, we are going to focus on the Balam Laboratory area, which is I would have to say probably one of my most challenging areas in the entire game. Not including one of the final areas in the game, but as far as an optional area, it's one of the most challenging areas. Now, we're not going to be doing the Pell Bridge. That'll be much later in the game. We're actually going to be going all the way down here. You can see I got almost all the items in all the areas except for the optional areas that I can't access yet. And there it is right there, Balam Laboratories. That one little section right over there to the west of the Totoro waterfall. So that's where we're heading next in the next video, and that area is going to be quite interesting. It's also going to require the power of lightning to complete, and it's going to be a really challenging. So hopefully I can help you with that. I'll be taking care of that in the next video. So I'll see you guys next time.